draw this cute kitty with me. This is a super easy doodle tutorial with just 2 brushes and 10 minutes. I use canvas 9 by 9 inches and more tech details below the video. Let's get started. Using dry ink, draw a very loose sketch. Here is the top of the cup. And now the rest of the cup. And kitty. Don't stress too much, this is just a rough sketch. We will make another one, more precise. Now lower the opacity and create a new layer. Select a dark gray color. And start to draw over your first sketch, this time be more precise. This sketch will be a part of your final drawing. Pay attention to details and draw also for around. Create a new layer above for the paw. Now new layer between the kitty and the paw. Select the dark brown color. This can be a simple coffee cup. Create a new layer under the cup and select a nice orange color. Using wine charcoal, fill the cup. Fix with an eraser if needed. In a new layer, draw with a brighter color the top. Now the cat. Create a new layer below the sketch. Draw with a great color. Create a new layer above, tap on the clipping mask. This keeps your drawing just inside the cat. With a darker gray, draw some stripes or spots. And also with white color. Tag on the smudge tool and using the same kind of brush, blend spots slightly. Select dry ink again and draw some fur. Also with a darker color. Smudge it slightly again. We are building some texture this way. Merge those two layers. Create a new one above, tap clipping mask. Using dark color and wine charcoal, draw a bit of shade. At the bottom of the cat. And on the paw behind the cup. Smudge it slightly. Feel free to use an eraser a lot. Be sure you are working on the right layer. Now lower the opacity of the shade layer. Now the paw. Create a new layer above the cup. Hold your finger on the screen to get the same color. Fill the path. Draw some darker fur and also white. Smudge it slightly. Now model with the first sketch to the very top. We need to see the face. Create a new layer below the sketch, select a dark color and dry ink. Draw a cute tiny nose. And closed eyes. Also eyebrows if you want. Create a new layer at the very bottom. Select nice pink and fill the ears. Also a bit darker shade. Turn off the sketch. Maybe try to change the shade opacity. Now the shade on the cap. Create a new layer above the cap and tap the clipping mask. Select dark brown color and wine charcoal. Draw a gentle shade on the side and under the top and paw. Smudge it slightly. And maybe lower the opacity a bit. Create a new layer above, clipping mask. Select the white color and draw the highlights on the sides. Smudge it slightly. Now in the new layer above, draw a black shade under the top. If you are having fun so far, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I need to erase this part of the top, it overlaps here. Okay, create a new layer above the top, tap on the clipping mask. Draw a gentle shade also here. And in a new layer above, draw another shade behind the puff. Smudge it slightly and lower the opacity. Create a new layer above the cover base. Using red color, write the coffee or make a doodle here. Create a new layer under the cup and draw shade. If you want to go even further and try a little bit harder variant, but still very easy, join me on my Patreon for this cutie. Smudge it slightly and fix with an eraser. Well done! Now a little bonus if you want to add texture, for example like old paper or wall and so on. Merge all those layers into one. Create a new one below for a bit of shade. Select a dark color and wine charcoal. Draw a gentle shade. Smudge it slightly. Match those layers and create a new one below. Select any color you want for the background and any texture brush you like. Draw gently, also behind the cat, not just around. Now tap on the cat and the clipping mask. The cat matches your texture. Try more different textures. If you want less texture, just draw stronger behind the cat. Try more cat tutorials and have fun. See you next time!